Jerry.
How are you?
Ready? How you doing?
Good.
Okay, good evening. Welcome to the Conservation Commission meeting of May 23rd, 2017. We're going to open the meeting tonight, right in order with a request for determination. Timothy and Lauren Sweeney, 65 Presidential Drive, for tree and underbrush removal within 100 feet of the wetland. No soil is to be removed or regraded. The area will be loam seeded and stabilized. The work at the area is at 65 Presidential. To let the board know, I have been by.
The ad is right in there. Good evening. My name is John Cotter. I work with Russell Wheatley at the Russell Wheatley Company. Russell is sitting here behind me. He is my intimidation factor, so we're all going to get along good. We are here for Mr. and Mrs. Sweeney. They weren't able to be here. Mr. Sweeney is out of town on business, and Mrs. Sweeney had other previous commitments she couldn't get out of. What we have on the property is an area in the rear of the house, the rear and back of the existing garage pool rather. It's shaded in brown. What they did is the contractor went in and removed. It was a wooded area, a lot of scrub. You could see from on the other side of the wall, a lot of scrub brush, thorns, briary stuff, some small trees. And what they did is they were clearing the area for to expand the backyard, expand the lawn. They went up to an existing wall along the northern or the rear line of the property and extended it to the west, near what used to near an area of that I shade in green there. That was a wetland area. The building inspector was notified by one of the neighbors that it looked like there was some activity going on over there. So he went over and he put a stop order for them to stop working within the 100-foot buffer zone, and that they were to put a siltation fence up at the end of the activity, which they did. They put it's shown as a new siltation fence, and so they did that. They haven't done they haven't been working within the buffer zone at all, so what we're here for now is to. And they haven't really done any grading. There wasn't supposed to be any regrading on the lot. They really didn't do any grading. All they did was removed vegetation. And now what they want to do is come back with put some topsoil in and loam and seed the area to stabilize it. They did do some work. It is within the buffer zone. But we thought the best way of handling this would be to come in for a request for determination and have you give us stipulations within the request for determination, what you would like us to do. Do some additional siltation fencing or whatever you see appropriate.
Just to let the board know, I've been by and didn't see anything but just neatening up their backyard. And the reason they're here is there was a complaint from the neighbor. I don't even know which neighbor it was, but so it's already been cleared. It looks nice. I didn't see anything inappropriate at all. But if you have any questions for John.
Yeah, John, you said they're going to be
putting some loom down and
Yeah.
seating. How much loom are we talking?
Well, probably a couple of inches, just a couple
So
inches.
it's not gonna affect it?
Oh, no, they're just gonna, just top dress it, really, they're just gonna top dress it and seat it.
Thank you.
Anybody else? I'll open it up to the floor. Is there anybody here that has anything to say? Okay, we'll bring it back to the board. On this, we'll be taking a vote of a negative determination, correct? To okay this,
Yes.
yes. So if somebody wants to make a motion for a negative determination,
I'll make the motion for a negative determination.
I'll second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
You're all set.
All right, thank you very much. Jeez, I even got an applause. Thank you. Do you need any of these? Nancy?
Yeah, I think we're all.
Okay.
Next, we have,
Enjoy your evening.
thank you, John. Next, we have a request for an extension from Crabtree Lane. I have a letter here from Brian Kelly, and he's asking the board for a year extension on the above permit. In addition, I asked for a partial release of several conditions. Please find attached the foundation plan containing the as-built of the property. The house is substantially complete, as are the conditions and the remaining item being the replication, planting, and excavation. Are you Brian?
Yes,
Are you the owner?
I am.
Okay.
I apologize that the dates, I purchased the land last year, and should have paid attention to the date of expiration.
So the house is built?
House is built, house is done.
Are you living in it?
No, we're probably more, Marshall, I just gotta fix some handrails for Marshall, the outside handrails, and we should be good. Everything else
Because
is
I don't
done.
think, I'm not positive, but I don't think you can move in without the certificate of compliance. I don't know.
What I was hoping, is, I'm gonna work with Sion's. We're still working it out with the buyers. We're gonna, put some money aside to get the plantings, the replications done. But all the construction is 100% complete, and I was hoping to get the, I know the replication is an important part of it, but I was hoping to get all the conditions removed with the exception of that, and maybe a partial.
So you probably need the partial so you can get an occupancy permit.
Yeah.
So what exactly are you looking to help hold back on?
It's more for the buyers, because I guess it becomes them, their issue once they sell it, but I just have to replant that area, the replication area.
Do you think it's gonna take a year?
No, but in the conditions, it has to be under a botanist by a certain state licensed botanist, and they can, at their discretion, wait like a growing season or two, so
Okay, yeah.
they probably won't,
Yeah.
but,
Okay, I understand that.
but the plants will be in within the month.
So you could come back to us after the buttons, so forth, for the certificate?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, absolutely,
So
yeah.
you just want,
I still
so
want
you,
it.
so you'll come back within a year or within?
I'll be within I'll be probably before the end of the summer. I don't know how often you guys meet, but
And so you're selling this house to you built it and you're gonna sell it?
yes,
I get it. Yeah, so you'll have to come back anyways.
right.
Does anybody have any problem with the extension? Is there anybody out on the floor that has anything to do with this? No? Okay. Does anybody on the board, any problem with it? Could I have a motion to extend this?
Motion to extend for the period of 1 year.
Okay. Second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay, we'll see you when you're done.
Awesome, thank you. Is there a partial? Do I need the full certificate of compliance to?
We just gave you an extension of the full certificate.
No, you gave them an extension on the order of conditions, now you gotta, if you can give them.
Oh,
a
I
partial.
see, okay.
I have the as-built up there to show that, you know, it is where it's supposed to be.
You see it?
That is one, and I also heard from Brady too. So setbacks are appropriate. It's not in the wetlands.
Okay, so you want a certificate of compliance for exactly,
That was the order of conditions,
all right, hold on.
and that was the original plan.
That was the original one from Mr.
Okay,
Wheatley.
so in other words, we're gonna give you a certificate of compliance minus
The replication.
replication.
replanting.
Okay, that I understand now, okay. So everybody understand that now? Okay. Then why don't we just make, we've given the extension, so why don't we make a motion for a partial certificate of compliance less the replication? Is that all you need?
Yes.
Make that motion.
That
For
motion?
partial certificate of compliance, plus
Minus
the,
what replication?
yeah, the replication.
Okay, second?
Second.
All approved?
Aye.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
good luck.
Thank you.
That was pretty easy. I was confused there for a minute, I apologize.
This whole environmental stuff, just when I get the houses done, the environmental stuff. Thank you very much.
Okay, good night. Is Howard Dempsey here? Okay, we're gonna hold off on that. That way we can move on to the abbreviated notice of intent, Lot 4A, John L. Sullivan Way, Mento Homes Incorporated, for site grading and lawn installation within the 100-foot buffer.
Evening, Mike. Kyle Garvey representing Mento Homes, Lot 4A on John L. Sullivan Way, for construction. The construction of a single-family house driveway and all the utilities are outside the 100-foot buffer zone. If you look on the 100-foot buffer zone, I've shaded in pink, so 90% of the construction is outside the 100-foot buffer zone. We have an area in the back that they want to, the owner, prospective buyer, wants approximately 100 feet behind the house to be a lawn area. So we've shown that. The existing wetland delineation, there are no wetlands actually on Lot 4A. There are on the abutting lot number 5. That wetland delineation was approved by this board with order number 421, which was basically on the A&R subdivision up in Westion Realty Trust. Just so you get an idea of what lot we're talking about. It's John L. Sullivan Way, Lot 4A is the lot we're talking about. The wetland delineation was approved by this board and also by DEP. So it's just an area for loaming and seeding within the 100-foot buffer zone. We've kept it 25 feet away from the existing wetlands in that small little area. There is an existing silt sock that was installed during construction. As you know, the road is just going in at this time. There is two other houses up in this project, and this will be the third house, so it's pretty straightforward of what we're doing here.
I went down and looked at this, and even though it's within the 25 foot, you really can't tell. I mean, I actually had to look at the plans, because I thought the 100 foot was out to here and out to here, but it is within 25 feet right here. So it's the determination of the board. Is this wall's going, right?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. So, it's up to the board. We've approved lawns within a 25-foot buffer before. And this is a whole new development in here. I don't think it's encroaching anybody, but it's up to the board. Any questions from the board? Kyle?
Has it been cleared at all? I didn't.
Yeah, the front area was all cleared when they put the road in.
Yeah,
This was brought in front of us by Dave Sion.
yeah, I know, yeah, 'cause they've got the permits, but, just the one you said, you want it was.
Yeah, because I saw this
Yeah,
on
exactly.
the internet. I mean, they sent it to me by email,
Yeah.
and I was really confused. So in talking to the
I mean,
builder.
you have no setback basically from a wetland. I mean, the town of Abington has no separate bylaw. We have kept it 25 feet. So all we're really doing is working minor grading within the 100-foot buffer zone.
Right. Is there anybody in the audience that,
Actually, the prospective buyers
Oh,
are
okay,
here. I
prospective
don't know if they have
buyers,
any,
okay.
if you have any questions for them.
Mike, I think you and I talked a few
Yeah.
weeks back.
yeah, okay, so I talked to you on the phone,
Yeah.
and I was actually confused looking at this.
Right,
I didn't think you
the line was
had,
up above.
yes, so, just to make it clear with the board, it is this is what confused me, it looked to me like it was 100 foot on both sides, but it is 25 foot. You had something?
Yeah, I was just curious, I see the contours here go like from 170 to 164. Is it gonna be built in, or is it just gonna be topped? Is it still gonna have the contour pretty much the same as it is?
Yeah, pretty much the same. We do show some additional contours, say in the back behind. It's a walkout in the back of this house.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
have brought these contours across, so it will be, but it's still going to slope in the same general
Okay.
direction, yeah.
Okay.
So the runoff is basically gonna run back,
Back to the,
Actually, for the most part, it goes back
Yeah.
towards the wetland area, and
and it's just
and it
grass.
abuts the state park on the northwesterly side.
Any other questions from the board? Russ? No. Anybody have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the abbreviated notice of intent on 84-508 for Lot 4A on John L. Sullivan Way.
I'll second that.
For the lawn installation within a 100-foot buffer. And we have a second from
Yes.
Jerry. All in favor? Aye. Good luck.
Thank you.
Go through it. Good luck. Welcome to the town. Do you live in the town now?
We did, we just sold our house, we were on Colburn Lane.
So welcome back. Good luck.
We are homeless for the interim until this house is done, but
The in-laws, so ways to get in the house.
Mike has plenty of room in his house.
One over, right?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, very
Thank
good.
you.
Now, we'll get the request for certificate of compliance afterwards. What we'll do now, we'll have the hearing on 84-507, notice of intent for 0 Adams Street, Bogan Property Management, for proposed construction of the commercial building and paved parking on the existing vacant lot.
Good evening.
Was it from Nancy?
We did it, I'm ready to put it up, so I highlighted the date.
Oh,
I didn't bring mine either.
I looked at it. No, I didn't look at the board.
I think Mary Ellen's on it.
Yeah. Tripod. Is this where the lane is open now with the dumpsters at?
Yes, the dumpsters have been removed. Yeah.
Well, I'm just, in the road that we walked down that
Yeah.
day we were there, is the road you're gonna be using?
Yeah. Yeah. Just to give the board a flavor, Ronald Whitney on behalf of the applicant, Bogan Property Management, Mark Bogan here to my right, and Sean Hardy, the engineer, to my left. But just to open it up and give the board a little bit of overview, this is what we believe was approved a couple of years ago. It's Paul Berry's land, and encompasses 12 acres, it's two parcels, one that's 2.65 acres and one that's 9.3 acres, so a total of 12 acres. Mr. Bogan has it under agreement, subject to the permits and approvals that are necessary to run his business. He's in the tree cutting and arborist business. We have an operation here in town that's similar to what he has. It's the Hanson Tree up there on 139, just as you get to the Holbrook line. So, you know, they do tree work, they need a place to bring logs back to and split and chop and process wood and chips and so on and so forth. So Mark became aware that this property was for sale and it was perfectly suited for his operation. It was approved previously for this 20,000 square foot building. It's in the technology business district. So the proposal, I guess, a couple of years ago, Mr. Barry was, let's get this approved and see if we can sell it. And apparently didn't sell it to anybody that would be a user for it, and so the project never went forward. But the project encompassed building this building back here, and as you can see, the wetlands line all around the outside perimeter. There's significant wetlands involved. Then, in addition to that parcel, which is this parcel here, is the second parcel which lies to the north of it, and that's, like I say, 2.65 acres. And what was proposed, although there was no specific plan put forward, so that I don't believe was ever approved, was for a 10,000 square foot building. So that's the old, and this is the new. And what Mr. Bogan proposes to do is to leave this wide open. And the road would remain virtually intact just the way it is. There would be no bituminous concrete or paving or anything. It would remain open. He'd regrade it and probably periodically have to add a little bit of stone dust or something to firm it up. But otherwise it would leave it's in natural state. And the trucks would enter. There would be some parking of vehicles here. There'd be some processing of materials. But otherwise, there would be no building going on this site. It would be just left pretty much the way it is right now, just as a wide open site. And then down here on this second parcel right here, he proposes to build a 2,500 square foot building. And there'd be very light repairs. He doesn't have mechanics on duty. His crew does light repairs to the vehicles and so forth. When something major comes up, they go out. I should say Mr. Bogan's operation presently is up in Quincy. If you've ever been down the, what's the name of the roadway?
Bergen Parkway.
The Bergen Parkway up by the MBTA station. You'll note that he's got a number of trucks. He owns about 25 trucks of various degrees that are employed in the tree cutting business. And so he parks them there, and he's got his whole operation is right there. And he's burgeoning, growing, and kind of run out of space there, so he needs a second operation. He intends to stay in Quincy, but this would be a second operation for him. We've been to the planning board. We're, I would say, very warmly received by the planning board. There was nobody there in opposition to the project. We do have to go back before the planning board because the planning board engineer, consulting engineer, had a number of questions and concerns, and nothing that wasn't, couldn't be overcome, but that Mr. Hardy is working on, and we're going to present those answers to those concerns when we go back in June to the planning board.
We've also been to the appeals board, and there was nobody there in opposition at the planning board. Last week, we were at the appeals board, and there was nobody there as far as neighbors in opposition, and I thought the hearing went fairly well. We didn't get an affirmative vote because this use is what it is, and it's in the technology business district. We technically need a use variance. And if we look at the technology business district right now, the way it's comprised up there, it is only one area in town that's the TB district, and it's comprised of probably every use that's being used in that district is non-conforming. So there are similar types of uses in that district. There's piling of mulch and movement of materials back there next to the, I call it the yellow freight terminal, but I'm probably dating myself in saying that. But so there's similar uses in this zone, and we're hopeful that the Board of Appeals will eventually pass it, but we're going back to see them next month as well. So I won't get myself in trouble by answering any of your environmental concerns, because that's best handled by Mr. Hardy, and more than happy to provide any information to the board.
Just to, so the board recalls, there is the Department of Environmental Protection on 10002B, sub 1, sub 2, that this is exempt from a lot of the wetlands protection. Jim Conley brought this before us with his property. So if you're just storing and not doing major processing of wood, this is exempt. You might want to keep that with you. Well, that's mine, but
Yeah.
you might want to look that up and have that with you. That comes from the DEP. Okay. And if you have any questions on that, Greg DeCesar down in Lakeville,
Yep,
I'll
okay.
be able to help you.
Certainly.
Even further on that.
Yes.
The biggest thing is, you know, storing it and working close, it's okay. It's just that you can't run a mill processing.
Like with the milk.
Well, in other words, going in there and just, you can split outside, but this states that you can actually work right on the buffer zone, right within the buffer. Okay,
Unless I'm doing what?
we're doing a real processing of wood.
No, you're not.
In other words, milling.
If you're sawmill.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. You
Okay.
can cut and split wood,
Okay.
okay?
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Do we assume that also like storing piles of wood chips? Same
Yeah,
deal?
that same thing, that's
Yeah.
fine. It is, that's exempt to a certain extent too. As you mentioned,
You
Hanson.
got that citation? Yeah.
Hanson works right on the border also,
Yeah.
so it's already in town doing it. The biggest thing is is there gonna be any runoff into the wetlands?
Well, the grades aren't changing in the back lot, but the out front, and there's a different sheet I have as well.
Trade secret.
If you guys
My
can
my
flip
first
that
question would be, are you keeping the same footprint as what's there now with the dumpsters?
Yeah, that's the gravel cleared area,
Okay.
yes. I'm sorry.
No, have you been, go ahead, Jeff.
You're not gonna be storing the trucks there at all. I mean, like, if the truck goes there, a couple guys go there and leave it, it's fine, but he mentioned you had a few trucks. You won't be moving the storage down there, would you?
I would like to.
There'll be some vehicles that will be there.
Oh, yeah, well, I understand that. I mean, you said there was a good amount. Well, I'm much worried about the runoff from the
Yeah.
vehicles and haven't been through it on their own.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, now, you're really talking two separate projects, aren't you?
Well, there's two lots, yes.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
This would be, if there was a minor mechanical problem.
Oh, yeah, I understand all that. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not saying anything against that. Just, he mentioned you had a large, well, of course you're not gonna see it, but will there someday be 25 trucks sitting out there and stuff like that? Or are you just gonna bring the logs, process them and leave?
I would not want to say no. I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be restricted on having vehicles there.
Yeah,
It's,
I think,
it's a similar operation to Hanson.
Yeah, I
Hanson-
yeah,
Hanson's
I
right-
see it all the time.
And Hanson's right on the border
Yeah.
with that.
And I don't know if
But
you've
this is the building where you're gonna run the operation, and that's where you're gonna park your trucks, am I correct?
Well, this is out front, it's like a garage bay with 10 parking spaces. I think Mark had indicated, like, in the winter, instead of laying guys off, they can go and do different things in there. Or if like a plow blade breaks, they can do a tack weld or something like
Yeah.
that in there. But they don't really change oil, they don't do all that stuff, they're not mechanics, they're
No,
they're
Jerry's
tree
concern
guys.
was, where
Out
do you-
here, though, so this is proposed to be paved,
Mhm.
and with a storm scepter, catch basin inlet, and subsurface, these flow diffusers, the concrete chambers. So there's 80...
What is the purpose of those?
To collect the, any runoff from the impervious area and get it back into the ground, so that and post-construction runoff matches the pre-construction runoff rate. The proposal that was approved before that you saw briefly had an above-ground detention basin there.
This will
Mark,
take it underground?
This puts it underground. So this resulted in a little bit more fill because I held the same bottom of elevation for our chambers versus what was approved for the detention basin. Other than that, I used the same soil logs and that stuff to design the drainage. And versus where the above-ground detention basin, they had a 4-bay for the pre-treatment. We're proposing a storm scepter unit to add that treatment of suspended solids and any oils or greases. It's sized to hold the 100-year storm with no outlet, so probably to Mark's dismay a little bit, 80 chambers, but in order
It's way
to
more
just...
expensive than the other plan.
Once again,
Are you proposing in that area,
This building.
you're gonna
Yes.
hold all the rain?
Yes.
It's gonna stay in that area?
Yes.
And that's why you have your...
Yep.
And now, the last time we had another people here, is that, have you, you're not near that, supposedly, the water line that comes down from 18?
A water line?
no, there was a discussion in
What is-
the prior
Right here.
proposal.
There's an inlet.
Wetland line, you mean?
Yeah,
where it comes out.
Oh, the fire line, that's between,
yeah,
that's between the FedEx terminal and the smaller one.
oh, all right, so, yeah,
Somebody cut a
so
swath.
looking at that is to the
That's
right.
right here.
Yeah.
Okay, very good, I apologize,
Yeah,
my fault.
I
This,
didn't know what that was.
Well, yeah, FedEx has their detention area over that way too.
Right in the corner of
Yeah.
their lot.
Okay, so my fault, go ahead, I'm sorry.
the storm scepter, it has an inlet and an outlet. Where does the outlet go to?
Well, the inlet, so it collects the rain here, and it's a pipe over to these 80 chambers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And it catches.
I get it. Will hold like 900 gallons, it says?
Yeah, well, it's sized, so part of the stormwater calculations, it was sized to meet the flows. So it's a bigger unit, so a lot of times you
Yeah.
see the 450 unit, this is the 900. I don't know that that equates necessarily to gallons, but there is a definite flow rate that they certify it meets the TSS removal. So that, I ran that program again, to his dismay. It's a bigger unit, but
Yeah.
that's the way it goes, so.
Thank you.
Yep.
So Jerry, just to be clear, there will be some trucks that will be going.
Oh, yeah, I understand, I'm not
Yeah.
saying you can't do that, I mean, I understand that,
Yeah.
that's no big deal.
Yeah.
I was just thinking of, is gonna come in and, throw 25 trucks there because something happened, but anything can happen, so.
Yeah,
Anything can happen, that's why I would,
Yeah, I understand that.
I mean, just right up above them at Social Terminals, there's
Yeah.
hundreds of
Oh,
trucks,
yeah.
you know,
yeah,
so.
yeah.
I have to say, I don't know if you've seen any of his vehicles around, they're probably the cleanest looking trucks I've ever seen.
we
It's,
try to keep them.
And you're gonna there's a proposed sewer connection that's gonna be forced up
yeah,
to Bedford?
and that was the same as what the previous approval was. There's
Okay.
there's a stub that's way in the back, up on this other lot. So back up in here, there's an existing stub. There's actually, I think, a trailer there that's connected, or two
They
trailers
took
that are
them away,
connected.
but
They're
there's
gone now.
two stubs there. One is for where the building's proposed.
Yeah, and
the
there's
other
another
one
one
was
that's
intended
available for
for-
that lot if
That-
needed.
For the bigger
that-
lot.
And those
So
go to Route
this-
18.
This is the existing entrance, it's
Yeah.
already there.
Correct.
And you're gonna have a driveway right off here to the right off of
Yeah, I didn't wanna be,
Adams?
Yes.
put another curb cut in.
Sure, okay.
Yeah, the other approval, that's another difference between the two. The other approval had a driveway opening here, an additional one there.
Mhm.
Mark wanted to keep it closed in and
Cause it's not a
It's
retail,
not.
no one's coming there, just by people.
It's understandable.
Yeah, so I just figured,
I just-
why?
I know we're not engineers, what are some of the questions the planning board has?
some of it, I think, is probably gonna be worked out by pulling
PMP?
out the previous, it's not PMP, it's Norwood.
Okay.
By pulling out the previous approval, so I think PMP did the last review. So I think they had questions about the soils and things like that, but I literally pulled the previous approvals out and used those as a guideline, so I think it's gonna be going over that. One comment that he had that was a very good comment was that some of the runoff here right now comes through here and likely makes it through that way, so he wanted us to show a culvert under that driveway.
Okay.
That's one thing that we will accommodate. Other things he had questions were regarding truck access type of thing. He said basically that a truck that's gonna come down here is gonna make it a very difficult movement to get in there.
Mhm.
I mean, that's not a conservation issue certainly, but at the meeting, we talked, that's a little different where it's, if it was a retail operation or deliveries were coming, but the only people that really Mark intends to have come here are him and his employees, and he had no problem with going in, and even if he has to do some maneuvering up there to come back in here. So
Sure.
that's the type of thing. I think a lot of the questions, and even the review engineer had said, were a result of he didn't really know what the operation was gonna be. The application was for a building here and an area out back, so they weren't sure, like, questions about the number of parking spaces, whether it was a retail operation. There was a lot of those types of questions. I think
The operation, I'm kind of familiar with it, not yours, but Elliott Tree,
Yep.
is right up they,
Yep.
similar, Hanson, well, Plaza McDonough, they put everything under cover. So I don't know how many vehicles you have, but it's, operations like that usually are kept pretty clean, they're in and out. The biggest thing is just encroaching the wetlands, that's our biggest thing.
Yeah, these held that same, at the previous approval, there was a 10-foot buffer that was shown around, and we held that same buffer, and this is the same wetland line that was approved under that previous approval as well.
I don't have to open up the audience, obviously, that.
Yeah, so what I tried to do is, I shrunk the building, took out the curb cut, and put everything underground, so it would just,
Yeah.
you know, those open things, and then they start growing trees, and
Yeah,
I thought it'd just be better looking. But I think that was
So-
most of the planning comments were about this.
Yeah, access to that, there was some, like I said, there was questions, because I hadn't submitted soil logs, but the reason I didn't submit them was because I was piggybacking off the previous approval, those types of things.
so well, just for myself, and maybe the board too, we're basically reapproving plans that were set up before by another conservation commission. Am I correct in saying that, to a certain extent?
To an extent, it is different in that there's more pavement and a smaller building and the drainage.
Yeah,
I
that's
tried
what I'm saying,
mimicking
the
it, but
building's
it's
smaller,
different, yeah.
but you might have more pavement.
Yes,
But this is staying identical.
that's gonna be as is, yeah.
Does it kind of clear everything up on the board? Like, clear some stuff up
I
for me.
think the building that was gonna be, there was gonna be 3 bays, 3 large bays and an office, and that would be
Okay,
improved.
I wasn't here for
On
that,
this-
but,
Yeah, it was,
It was 20,000 square feet on the big parcel.
And this is by 50
And that
by
was
50, that was
10,000
90 by
square feet.
50, yeah.
yeah,
Proposed.
this is, what's this, 25 by?
50 by 50
50 by
versus
50.
90 by 50.
it's up to the board. I mean, we can take a vote, or we can wait for planning to approve it with the engineer, but my opinion is that this has really kind of been approved before many years ago, and I think unless the engineer comes up with something that we're missing, I think we can take a vote on this.
think the planning board wrote a letter to the zoning?
Yes,
They
they
write
did. Favor-
Say again?
Favor of the
Plan-
project.
Planning board wrote a letter to the zoning
In
Yeah,
fa-
saying
in
they were in
favor.
in favor of the project, saying that the details that
They will.
Okay.
they had to work out.
Yeah.
they didn't-
Certainly, anything that would have to change under planning, I could bring back before you and say
Okay.
we tweaked this based on his comments. Like I said, one difference is gonna be a culvert under that, but,
Okay.
um,
Any other questions?
No.
Would anybody like to make a motion that we approve the plans submitted on this date? And we'll,
I make a motion, we approve the plan on this date. Is,
for Mark Bogan, Bogan property?
Yep.
Sheet C1?
Bogan
Yeah.
property management.
C2. I think it's yours, I think. Sheet C1, C2. Okay, we have a motion to approve the plans submitted on behalf of Mark Bogan by Harding Engineer, sheet C1 and sheet C2.
Second.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Good luck.
thank you.
Thank you all.
I hope the rest of it goes well.
I hope so. The planning board is very favorable and hopefully the zoning. board
Chipping away.
will, Will give us.
Yeah, that's why we didn't want to lose it.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Good luck. Good to see you.
Does it separate? Yeah, separate soil and solids and stuff.
Um,
Yeah, I figured
Look it up online.
it would just be better in the long run.
Yeah,
good luck.
Thank you.
yeah, oh, good.
Good
All
luck.
right, thank
Mark,
you.
good luck.
Thank you very much. Have a good
When you
night.
get here, welcome to the town.
Thank you.
Okay, we have one more. This is a request for a certificate of compliance. And I have a letter here from Silva Engineering for 714 Bedford Street. And it says, I'll read it unless you have it in front of you, but I don't have to read it. Please accept this letter on request. I hope everybody's read it. The as-bills have been submitted. And it was done in year 2000. So, the man is trying to sell this. And I don't know what they're gonna have, but, you know, what happened, like we've had in front of us before, it was just something, it went through the cracks and nobody realized it was supposed to have a certificate of compliance. If we could have the certificate of compliance according to this for the order of conditions on record of book page and so forth and so on, so that they can go ahead and sell the property.
Do you want to look at the, his as-built compared to,
Yeah, here's everything here, in case anybody wants to look at it, as far as, again, this is 17 years old.
no, that's what he just, that's
Just
the new,
submitted that.
that's the as-built compared to what they had proposed.
This is the dwelling, this is, he has this, there's an asphalt parking area back here.
It's 714. What do they have there? What building is there?
What's that?
What building is there now?
This is Dempsey's.
Oh, okay.
And they got the little beauty parlor out
Yep,
front.
yep, yep,
And they use it kind of as a, used to be a lamp shop years ago, Jerry?
yep.
Before it was Dempsey's, yeah,
Before, and now it's just that
empty.
eclectic,
Yeah.
or whatever it is.
Well, isn't it before Shar Ave, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I did a lot of them.
Yeah.
It's empty right now.
He's trying to sell it.
Oh, I see.
This is
Oh, all
why
right.
he needs a certificate of compliance.
Oh, all right. So, this was just the last 10 years or so, something
Yeah,
like
I
that?
would say. It's been, this has been done for a while.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because when I worked on this, they only had this building right away, John, had, with the land place.
Okay.
Two guys had the land place. So,
And this was submitted as of 5/5/2017, and this was the original plan.
so do we know that they have completed all their supposed order of conditions?
As far as we know, I mean, this is,
Did his engineer?
it says right here, in my professional opinion, the work was completed, is substantial compliance with the approved site plan,
Oh, there you
prepared
go.
for Howard Dempsey, prepared by Russell A. Wheatley Company, July 28, 2000.
All right.
All work under the order of conditions has been completed.
There we go. I make a
So-
motion, we approve the
Okay, accept the certificate of compliance? Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good, okay. That takes care of all the... Now, building permits,
there were no observation issues?
and has everybody or had a chance to read the minutes of May 8, 2017?
Make a motion to accept the minutes for May 8, 2017.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And, is there any correspondence that we...
Oh, yeah.
We'll do that next meeting,
What?
the correspondence, if there's nothing important.
Oh, just will take 2 seconds, just he wanted us to,
Okay,
just so you know that I turned it in.
okay, this is in regards to, Harvard Street, that they have, I'm gonna sign this as we have received the new wetlands flagging map from Norman Clapp.
I was there when they showed.
Right, but he just wants it on record that,
Oh, okay.
Oh, I think I had a sign for it,
okay,
that I, yeah, I
okay,
had a stamp it, and, yeah.
that's good, okay, that's fine. This is all the 17. I think that's it. Do we have a motion to?
No.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Oh, we can have a motion to, oh no, we gotta do this one.
Yeah, we got, the
Okay, hold on.
John L. Sullivan and Zero Adams.
Oh, everybody take one of these.
Jeez, I don't do anything.
Okay, the first one will be John L. Sullivan Way. This is for an order of conditions. And A1 will be 25 feet. A2. A3. 4, A4. A5. A6. Okay, B1, B2, before. E7. C2. There was no wetlands replication on that, was there? No, okay. Nothing for
No
that.
habitat.
Nothing, yeah, on-site condition. G1, G2, G3, G4, $25 feet, correct? Yep.
G5, yep.
G5 is 25 feet. G6. G7, even though it was virgin land. Okay, H. Now, we already approved the H's on the original notice of intent, didn't we? Because they're just
Yeah.
asking to work
Yeah.
within the wetlands for the
Yeah.
rear.
Yeah.
Okay, so nothing on H. Oh, wait a minute. H5. H6. The timetable is in the original order of conditions. And there was no special conditions. Okay, that'll be for lot 4A, John L. Sullivan. So we can sign these. Now, the next order of conditions will be for 0 Adams Street. That was for Mark Bogan. And we gave him 10 feet, correct? On the, yeah, we did, it was 10 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll be right back.
okay, take your time.
Yep.
Yeah, 10-foot buffer. We gave him 10-foot buffer, okay. So, It'll be A1 10 feet. A2. A3.
Probably all of A.
Probably all of A, okay, A4, A5, A6. B1, B2. B4. B5. B6. B7. Okay, and then the flood. C2. Surface water. There's nothing for D, as there's no water and groundwater quality control necessary. There is no wetlands replication, so there's nothing on E. Wildlife habitat protection, there was nothing as far as that goes.
No.
On-site conditions. G1. G2. G3, G4, 10 feet, G5, 10 feet, G6, G7. H2, H4, H5, H6, H7, H8, H9. I1?
One, yeah.
I1. I2A. B. C. D. E. F. No replication. There's no There was no drainage structures on the road, right? Okay. And there's no special conditions. So that will take care of 0 Adams Street. Okay, now, excuse me, I knew that was coming. This is the certificate of compliance for 714 Bedford Street, that just has to be signed, right?
Right.
Okay. 65 presidential,
Request
you
for
should,
determination.
this was a negative determination, we should just have to sign that also.
Right.
And the last one, 78 Crabtree, which is for an extension of the permit for the order of conditions, which just has to be signed.
Right. And then the
And the next one for 78 Crabtree is for the certificate of, it's a partial certificate of compliance. Is that all? Could I have a motion to, whatever we do?
Adjourn?
Adjourn.
Second it?
There's nobody else here. Everything on the agenda has been completed. Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
Second.
Third.
All in favor?
Aye.
Mary Ellen, great job.
I actually have a question, but I'll wait for the camera to go off.